Hi guys, welcome back. This isn't a clickbait video. Despite all odds, Yuzu somehow lives on. Let me tell you about it. So, last week I uploaded a video titled The Nintendo vs Yuzu Situation, where I detailed the recent legal action that Nintendo took against Yuzu developers Tropic Haze. Well, this week a new challenger has entered the arena, a suspiciously dubbed new emulator called Suyu. Yeah, Suyu. Pretty ballsy if I do say so. Now, Suyu is based off the open source codebase of the previous Yuzu emulator, with its team making several changes to avoid potential legal recourse in the same way. As I'm making this video, there's not yet a public download available for the emulator, but the devs have suggested the removal of a few key features. First off, shader cache data will no longer be stored in a way that will allow for it to be transferable between users. You'll have to compile it yourself. The same is said to be the case for any title and product keys as well. The team behind Suyu have supposedly sought legal advice and suggested their emulator will seek zero financial incentive or monetization, labelling it free forever. They plan to ensure there will be no guides produced or support provided for anything pertaining to the illegal possession of or use of any copyrighted ROMs. Now, this all sounds well and good, but I'll admit I have my reservations. You'll remember from my previous video, go watch it if you haven't, that Nintendo primarily argued the following with their case. Emulation as facilitating the illegal distribution of copyrighted properties. They cited various download pages for Tears of the Kingdom that described Yuzu as a use case in evidence. They argued in addition that parts of the Yuzu source code provided means of circumventing copyright protection. So, do any of the changes made for Suyu actually change any of that? Well, no, not really. Make no mistake, this is nothing more than a shameless rebrand. The same decryption using title keys will likely still apply regardless of how they're obtained, and as long as an emulator based on Yuzu should exist, the existing Yuzu user base will continue to use it to fulfill an identical purpose. So, let me clarify something here, something that nobody ever wants to say out loud regarding emulation. Every single emulator ever has said, we won't be providing XYZ for legal reasons, yet every single emulator ever requires those pieces to function. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against emulation. In fact, I'm all for video game preservation, and I mentioned in my last video how I'd much sooner play a GameCube title on my computer at a resolution less likely to cause me a migraine. To upscale and relive a Mega Drive, PS1, GameCube classic, games that aren't on store shelves today, games that publishers make no money from recirculating second-hand sales, that feels morally okay. But enabling the primary use case of a property that is still on sale, or shit even pre-sale, on an unauthorized system without purchase, is that really the same thing? I can see why Nintendo took issue with a huge dent in sales to one of their primary IPs. But I believe in emulation, and on a core level we do need it. 20, 30, 40-year-old hardware doesn't survive forever. So I believe that somewhere there's a line, right? A line between preservation and piracy. But when Nintendo, Sega, Sony, they've all rebadged and resold classic titles on modern storefronts, sometimes by means of emulation themselves anyway. Where is that line? Who's to say? And what do you think? Cheers for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.